Hi everyone, welcome back and happy February to you all. It's February 1st as I'm filming. This probably won't be posted until tomorrow, so happy February 2nd. In this video, I'm going to recap January and schedule and plan for February. Now, I've done a lot already because typically my recap videos are quite long and I'm really trying to keep my videos under half an hour. So I've got both my classic, which is half letter sized inserts. This is the Franklin Covey Anna binder in pale pink. So I have it in both the compact size and the classic size. In my compact size, I have personal wide inserts. And then in the classic, these are half letter inserts. Okay, so just I get asked a lot on the difference. And I know Franklin Covey is a little bit confusing because they don't just call it like the size of the insert. But anyhow, all right, so let's get my monthly task card out, which shows the order that I do my planning. Now, I just want to take note, I'm just using the light from, I don't even know what you call this. It's not a tripod. It's the, what brand is it? I don't even know. I'll put it in the description. But anyhow, I'm only using the light from this and not my ring light. I'm trying not to use my ring light because it is too bright and it's hot, so I overheat when I use it. So this is actually good. I'm noticing that this is more noticeable without that really bright light. So I like that. Okay, so first up is to do my month recap and where I'm at year to date. It's easy for January because there's only 1 month that has passed, so really it's just one step, my month to date. Okay, then I take a look at my quarterly recap where I am for this the quarter that we're in. So again, 1 month has passed, so it's really one step. And then go through set my goals for the current month, schedule my month, and then set my master task list, transfer any tasks from the previous month, and update my tracker. So a lot of this I have already done, but I'm going to walk you through and show you what I've done, and again, how I'm using these two binders in tandem. And when I set things up for January, I shared with you, sorry about the glare, I shared with you that I will be using these in tandem. I don't use my half letter or the classic daily. I don't open this daily. I'll probably look in it weekly. But yeah, for my monthly recap, I use both. Okay, so first up is my month recap. So let's go to my goals tab. No, month recap. Let's look at numbers and then we'll go there. Okay. So I have my KPIs, which is where I track my seller appointments, buyer appointments, social media growth, and monthly activity numbers. So here's where I'm at. So what I've decided to do is in my compact, I'm tracking just my numbers, and in this binder, I'm tracking mine and Tyler's together. So this is team, this is just me. And I want to get this closer so that you can see both. Okay, so let's go to, every time I open this binder, I'm like, oh, I miss this half letter size. Like I love this size, but it's just too big to carry around. All right, so here are my numbers. So first off, let's take a look. You know what, I realized I probably have these in a different order. Let's put them in the same order so that it's easy. So yes, I have the numbers first. That way it makes sense and it's easy to flip through. So numbers, and then I have that, and then I have that. But you know what, I prefer this order. And since I'm in two binders now, I love that I can use the 1 1/4 inch rings in here. It's it does actually make it lighter. All right, so here we are. So these are my numbers and these are mine and Tyler's together. Okay, so here's where we are so far. So for myself, my goal was 125 contacts. trying to get this in frame here. 125 contacts, and I did 142, so that's plus 17. Hopefully that's big enough for you guys. I don't know why I feel like this is small. Okay, and then my leads, I need 21 leads per month, and I did 7, so minus 7. Appointments booked, 3, goal 7, so minus 4. Appointments held, 5, and I did 1, so that's minus 4. Contracts signed, I did not sign on any new clients in January. The goal's 4, so I'm minus 4. And then firm deals, meaning houses sold with no contingencies, no conditions, is 3, and I sold 1 this month, so minus 2. Okay, so I'm behind. I'm doing great with my contacts. I'm doing my calls, and I'm hitting my, actually I did more. I didn't realize I did 17 more this month, but anyways, not complaining. But I am behind in all the other numbers. But you know what? That's okay, because what I'm doing right now is Ryan is setting me up. So Ryan, for those of you who don't know, my husband is also a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. My son is a real estate agent. So we're a family business. And so my husband is licensed. So he works with buyers and he does a lot of behind the scenes things. He's our administrator for the team. And he queues up lists for both Tyler and I to phone every day, and he goes through them and makes sure that we are targeting everybody. And so for the last, I've been in real estate almost 7 years now, and me myself, I have over 600 people in my database that I have put in there through cold calling, open houses, networking, all the ways. So it's one thing to have to put leads and contacts in your database. It's another to stay in contact with them so that when they are ready to make a move, you are the first person that they think of. So in the month of January, I actually phoned, not phoned, but I attempted to phone, and the number was no longer in service. So I looked it up in our MLS, our board MLS, and it showed that they had sold. So that's one that I had missed out on. And a good exercise to do is take a look at what it sold for. I probably shouldn't show you these numbers, right? And what my potential commission would have been. And it's like, wow, that cost me that much money by not doing my calls. If I had stayed on top of my database calls, all of last year or the last few months or however long, that potentially I would have potentially been paid on that. So it hurts. It definitely hurts, but it also motivates me to stay on top of my calls. So what Ryan has been doing is queuing up people that I have not spoken to in a year. And so this week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Wednesday, I've been calling. They're all open house leads from 2019, 2020. And out of those, I actually booked an appointment for next week. So that was good, because just because a lead is older, or a contact, I should say, a lead is someone who's really looking to do business now. So a contact, just because it's older, doesn't mean that they have transacted and they have bought or sold. And so I find a lot of times when I am phoning older contacts in my database, they have not transacted yet. So it's really good to do that. So all your realtors out there, do your database calls. Anyways, so I'm hitting my contact goal, but I'm not necessarily hitting the other goals. And because they are older contacts, it's reestablishing that relationship again, sending my business card again, sending newsletters, things like that to remind them who I am, video, emails, things of that nature. So it will take time. So I'm not too worried at all. And then here's where we are as a team. So the goal is 513 contacts. We did 268, so minus 245. Leads, goals 34. We did 17 leads between the two of us, so minus 17. Appointments booked, the goal is 10. We booked 6 appointments, so minus 4. Appointments held, 8. Between the two of us, we sat down with 4 new people, so minus 4. Contract signed, only 1 signed a contract. But you know what? Wait a minute. Look at that. 3 contracts signed. Okay, and then firm deals 2, goal was 5, so -3. Tyler, my son, is brand new to sales, brand new, and has never done, before getting into real estate, never done any type of lead generation. So it's been a slower start for him. So a bulk of, like, he did not, obviously, you know, I hit my contact goal last month, but he did not. So then that brings us down as a team, and then the other numbers as well. So we're having a team meeting tomorrow, and we're going to be chatting about where we are for the month, what's working, what's not working, so that we can set more specific focuses moving into February. But so numbers wise, that is where we are at so far. It's really important to look at this. Something else that I look at is, and I chat with Tyler a lot about this, that if you didn't hit your, I'm not as concerned about hitting the contact goal if we're hitting our appointment goal and we're still generating the amount of leads that we need, and you know, doing the amount of transactions that we need to do. It's not about how many contacts. However, if we're behind in these numbers, then we have to do more contacts. So those are, you know, you want to look at everything as a whole, not just, because if we didn't hit the contact goal, but we hit everything else or surpassed it, then we have a better conversion. So we actually don't need the same amount of contacts to achieve the same numbers, if that makes sense. Okay. That's where we are number wise. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. All the other numbers are pretty much the same. What I'm doing, so again, here I'm tracking just my appointments. So my appointments here, here's all the listing appointments. And then just cover up the client's name. For the buyer appointments, I put the potential or the client's name here. And not their address, because they're buying a house. So that's going to be the address that the transaction will happen on. But anyways, when the appointment is scheduled for, when it's held, when they sign the contract to work with us, and then when they transact. And then for the listing appointments, put the address of the house we're selling, when I did the appointment, when they were held, when they signed the contract, and when the transaction happened. You'll notice I have some Novembers in here, and the reason for that is because the transaction will happen in this year. So that's why they're in there. So when I do my numbers, I don't count these 4 appointments. Those were counted for last year. Okay, I've only counted these ones. But the transaction will happen in 2023. So that's why I put those in there. And also, when we start doing our business planning for the next year, it really starts in November, because the clients that we sign on in November, or transactions that we do in November, December, and maybe even October, we won't get paid on it until the next year. So really, we start our year November for the next year's financial goals. So that's another reason why those are in there. Okay, so just so as you know. All right, let's see. Next. So here are my social media numbers. Now this is the same in both, so I'll just show you in this one. So up here I put where we started, or where I started for all my numbers, and then here's where I am by end of January. So January 1st, here's where I was, and February 1st, here's where I am. So there's growth in each area. So my Facebook follows, my real estate Instagram account, my buy sell plan Instagram account, my real estate YouTube channel, and my buy sell plan YouTube channel. So not that I'm not focused so much on, I mean, do I want growth? Absolutely. But I only look at these monthly. So I don't make my posts and things like that around, oh, let's try and get 50 more followers, so I'm just going to spit out content. I create content that I know that you guys will enjoy, and that I, oops, sorry, hit the microphone, that I enjoy filming. And then the numbers will show me how my followers are enjoying that. And then here's my activity. So my total contacts, leads, and so on. Just to have an overview so I can see the patterns month over month. Okay, so those are my numbers. Okay, so for my month recap, and then of course, that's where I'm at year to date. Now let's go to my goals tab and see how I'm doing, or see how I did with my goals. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'll have to say one thing that I have noticed so far is that I'm looking at this a lot more frequently than I did last year. And I feel like I am more on top of these goals than I was last year. So I'm liking that. All right, so for January, so basically my main goals for the year are financial wellness, personal and professional development. So those are my top goals for the year, and then I'm basically breaking them down each month on, what I need to focus on. I do put my numbers here for real estate because it is important to see those. So these are my numbers for this quarter of what I need to accomplish. So my goals for January for financial was to not spend on essentials, and I put an X there because I did spend on non-essentials a couple of times. Once was for my birthday, but I did a couple other times too. I did a Jane's Agenda order, and I did my first order with Lauren Felt Designs, I believe is her business name. So I'm excited to share that order with you guys when it comes in. But I'm done now. Like, I'm so done. Famous last words. But that's the goal, is to not spend on non-essential. So I gave myself an X for that because that I was not consistent with that through the month. And then meal planning and meal prepping to avoid eating out. We only ate out twice, once for my birthday and once for my husband's birthday. Both of our birthdays are in January. Other than that, we've been making our meals and planning ahead, and it's been great. Not using our credit cards. We are doing really well with not using our credit cards. And then we did have our budget meeting for January. My wellness, oh gosh, look at this. So I wanted by the end of January for my routines to be a habit, and they're not a habit. I mean, I would say that I'm doing my routines, maybe not all of them, and maybe not every day. So I do journal every single day. I update my planner every single day. I didn't do any liver detox. Hi guys. Okay, so things got cut off a little bit because when I was editing back my video, so this that I'm doing right now is the next day. So I was editing and I realized when I was starting to talk about the liver detox, the sound just cut out. So I think the battery's dead on my microphone. I did try it now, just a couple minutes ago, and after 2 minutes, I noticed that the microphone was just off, like the light was off. So I am filming this at my dining room table because my husband's painting. You may hear music. And yeah, so sorry about that. If there's going to be a change in lighting, a change in the volume, I do apologize. Technical difficulties. Okay, so where was I? I was talking about wellness. I was talking about my routines being a habit. And I believe I was at the liver detox and then it cut off. So I didn't do my liver detox at all. If you're wondering what that is my naturopath years ago had me, she had me doing like castor oil and just putting it on my right side of my waist, and then with a hot pad for about 45 minutes, a few times a week. Every night is best, but at least a few times a week. And that then your skin absorbs, it absorbs the castor oil and it helps to detox the liver. So, and I do take, depending on the month, some months I don't, some months I do, but a fair amount. I do only take one medication. It's my thyroid medication every morning, but I do sometimes take a lot of Motrin or Tylenol for headaches or like hip pain. So I've had some months lately where I've barely had to take any. In January, I had a lot of headaches, so I had to take a lot. Anyway, so doing a liver detox is good for you. Face massage, pretty good, like a couple nights a week. I do put that in here to track how often. I didn't do it Monday or Tuesday. So I like to do that before bed. It helps to relax me, and it's good for tightening the skin, helping with lymphatic drainage, things like that. Deep breathing, you guys know if you watch my weekly plan with me, I'm not super consistent with that, but I'm working on it. And then to read as part of my PM routine. And I've gotten back into reading. I haven't done it every night or even every week, but I did finish one of my books and started another one. So that's progress. And my weekly routines, meal prepping, I believe I talked about that up here with my financial goal, and I did, and we're doing great with that. Digital detox once a week. I like to just not even go on my phone, usually on a Sunday. It's nice. Restorative yoga. That is a big goal of mine, to focus on doing some deep, like at least once a week, a really good deep restorative yoga. I only did that a couple times in January. I didn't do any foam rolling. I like to foam roll my glutes, my like the IT band on the side of the thighs, my thighs. And I haven't been doing that. I need to get back to that. Manicure, I mean, that's not a problem for me. I'm always going to have my nails done. It's not often that you'll see me with no nail polish. It's just a thing I have. I have to have nice nails. And sometimes I can get away with a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on depending on the nail polish, but also depending on how often I'm doing like deep cleaning, you know, with chores, like with my hands in water and like scrubbing, things like that. So just depends on the family dynamic. There's 4 adults. I have 2 adult kids, so there's 4 adults in the house. So it's not all on me, which is nice. But there are times that I do, you know, I do the scrubbing and the deep cleaning, and then my nails get chipped and then I have to do them. So anyways, and then my face mask. I didn't do that every week, but I do want to get back to doing that. I used to do a face mask every Sunday, and I want to get back to that. So my routines are not a habit. Hang on, my son's calling me. Okay, I'm done. Where was I? I think I was going into my goals for February. So again, financial wellness development, that's not changing. Those are my top goals for the year. So for financial, I want to write out my personal expenses. So I do my chiro, physiotherapy, my vitamins. You know, there's things that I do for my personal care. So I need to write that out so that Ryan knows what to expect for February. And then have our budget meeting, and then no spend on non-essentials. Very, very important. And my no spend tracker that I'm doing for this month has hearts. I made it on Canva. I thought that was so cute. My wellness goals, review my routines daily. So yes, my goal is to have this out every single day while I'm looking, you know, while I'm doing my planning and all that, review my planner and my tasks and schedule and things, and look at my routine, okay, and see, like, you know, what I'm going to get done and when. Hip and shoulder strengthening 3 times a week. I've been doing really good with hip mobility, and I have my left rotator cuff. I've got some issues there, so I'm in physio. But it's one thing going to the physio, or like my chiropractor does a lot of active release therapy as well to help me, but I need to do the work in between those appointments. Otherwise, there's, you know, it's not going to do what it needs to do. So that's why I put that in there. I need to do that strengthening 3 times a week. And then I've discovered, because I did yesterday do my mindful app, I discovered that there's actually meditation in this app. Like there's a 10-minute meditation, 20-minute to 5-minute. So I'm looking forward to giving these a try when I, you know, I'm able to do like even 5 minutes before bed. And then they also have the 1-minute ones too. And then development, my human design course. And I purchased a book called, it's like a workbook, human design workbook, and just learning all about not just being a projector, but the human design in general. And the book is by Karen Curry Parker, and she has been doing human design for like 30 years. And yeah, I'm really excited to dig into that. I listened to her on my projector podcast. So the projector movement, if you are a projector, I highly recommend the projector movement. You can do, they give you a free webinar that goes into great detail about being a projector. I took it a step further though, because I want to learn even more, and I paid for a course. But they also have a projector movement podcast. I recommend it. And they interviewed Karen Curry Parker, and she talked all about projectors. It was amazing. So I right away went on Amazon. I'm like, I'm buying the workbook. She's done many books over the years, but anyways, so yeah, I want to dive into that. And then my video course, this is for work. So I need to do that so that I can, it's like a cell phone, doing cinematic video with your cell phone. And it's like a videographer who's teaching it. It's amazing. And I want to learn more and more about that so that I can do a lot more for work. So those are my goals. Those are my goals. Okay. And then after setting my goals, then I went into scheduling my month. I did film it and had it sped up, but because of how there was no volume for the majority of the video, I just figured, here you go. Yeah, I'm not going to refilm doing this because it's already done. So I don't have any closings this month. That's why there's a sad face. Birthdays, client birthdays, and no house anniversaries. My top focus is for social media, my main focus for the month. And we don't really have any projects on the go. I guess you could say decluttering our basement is a project. And doing our bedroom refresh. Ryan is painting right now. I don't know if you can hear him up there and hear them. He's listening to some good 80s music. So those are really the only projects, like household things. And then this is my week. The gold dots are for work-related appointments, and then the pink are personal. Okay, and then I have on the far left is this week, things I need to prepare for the upcoming week. I will add to this and, you know, as I'm planning through the month. And then just decorated with some stickers. These are Happy Planner, and then these are from a Recollection sticker book. I just love it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then my master task list. That's it. That is it. And then updating my trackers. So if we go back to, I'm trying not to show client information. Oh, my son's calling me. I have him running errands for me. So right now he's at the bulk barn getting me stuff so I can do some baking. Hang on a second. He just needed to know how much almond flour to get. So my trackers here, so in blue is where I started the year. And then here is, so this is January the 1st, and then this is February 1st. So I've had growth in every area, which is nice. So it's Facebook, my real estate Instagram, buy sell plan Instagram, real estate YouTube, and buy sell plan YouTube. You know, I don't really post anything on my real estate YouTube, so I'm happy to see I have 2 new followers. I gotta make that a priority. Anyways, and then my activity tracker. So contacts, leads, appointments booked, held, contracts, sign in, firm deals. I like to have an overview, even though I have it here. This shows me the goal as well as the deficit, or if there's a surplus. But this, I like to have just an overview of the whole year, and I like to see the pattern as the year goes on. So that is my January recap. I hope that was enjoyable for you. I do apologize for, we'll see in editing. Hopefully there isn't too much of a disruption in the lighting as well as the sound, the volume. And I hope that was enjoyable for you. If you have any questions at all, you know the drill. You can put it in the description below. You can email me, and you can also DM me on Instagram. Happy to chat with you guys and answer any questions that you have to help you in your planning journey as well. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope that your February is off to a great start. And thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.